Alright, we're on the Norton Summit, another Norton Summit video there. We'll go out to meet the bunch. There's Angus there in front of me. Very fast rider, fast climber. And we're just waiting for the bunch to come up. So the Norton Summit, this is a super Elliott ride. It's a weekly ride. It contains the fittest riders on earth. It's been going for over 2 decades. It was started around 2002 by local rider Alan Gill, who's a very seasoned rider and has some great results in his racing career. Still does this bunch ride as well. Alan Gill's pretty much every week for decades, so it's great. It's a good local ride. Anyone's welcome. Obviously, if you've got racing experience, it's better. And if you're new to bunch riding, it's not the bunch to do because it's quite fast and everyone in here has racing experience. So if it's your first bunch ride, I don't recommend doing it. But if you're just on the back, then that's okay. But anyway, so the bunch has gone past. Now I'm going to jump on Angus's wheel and get a sit back to the bunch. Not the best tactic here for me, but is what it is. No excuses. So I'm going to jump on there. Angus's wheel, he's flying, and we're going to move through the convoy of cars back to the bunch and hopefully get on the wheel. So now we're hitting the brakes here. The bunch has already started to climb, getting held up by the cars. You know you're fit when the cars are holding you up a hill. So we're going to try and move around maybe on the left. Wait for here we go. So look at that. Boom. Move around there on the left, and Angus is banging up the watts. What watts we're doing here? We're probably doing about 7 watts per kilo right now to get on the back of the bunch. 7 watts a kilo. People are like, how many watts is that? Well, the watts is 7 watts per kilo, just to get back on. And then it will settle down to about 4.7 to 5 watts per kilo for the rest of the climb. If you're doing low 13s, okay? Because wattage, I've tried this Garmin Verb thing, and it's just, man, it keeps crashing and it's exporting. It's just a lot of faff. But watts don't really matter. My watts don't matter for you. What matters is the watts per kilo. But if you do want the exact watts, just go to my Strava. It's all on there when I'm riding a bike with a power meter, which is 90% of the time. So I'm sitting on Angus's wheel. I know if I just sit on his wheel, he's going to ride pretty smooth and get us back up to the front there. And that's all I have to do is just hold the wheel. I don't even looking at power, not worrying about nothing else other than staying focused, staying on the wheel, and just moving up. So we see it's a really good pace here. We're moving up slowly. It's not excessive wattages. I'm not trying to blow us up. It's just getting it done, okay? So you can see the technique here. It's high cadence. It's in the saddle. Just using a bit of upper body momentum there to rock the pedals over. It's really smooth. It's really good. And I'm glad that Angus is on a heavy bike, because if he's on a bike that's as light as mine, I probably wouldn't be able to hold his wheel for very long at all. So yeah, we're about to get up to the bunch there. You can see it's strung out, so it's quite a bad tactic of mine to be having to close the gap, and this will be fantastic training for me, but also it's going to be bad later on when I need to have less fatigue metabolites to actually close the more important gaps. But this is what it is. And sometimes you're in that with bike riding, bike racing, you get caught off the back, you get a flat, or you get caught up in whatever. So yeah, so you can see the riders here getting shelled out the back, getting dropped, moving around them. And you always want to be paying attention. Always pay attention on the road. You never know what's coming up. Okay, so we're just slowly bridging the gap, smooth, effective, efficient, with the goal to produce the least fatigue metabolites. Now, if you are caught off the back of the bunch, is it better to just smash it for a minute to get back on? It depends. Like in a flat race, it would be. In a flat race, it would be because you want to, so the gaps are there, now the pace is even up more. In a flat race, you'd want to smash across because you got to get that draft. But on a climb, there's Tori doing great. On a climb, though, you don't really want to smash across because you still got to have watts for the, on the climb. But on a flat ride, you can smash across and recover in the wheels. On the flat, no worries. But you can't do that on a climb, okay? So you got to really pace it well. So you can see riders this is getting shredded, So whoever's on the front is just shredding riders out the back. And you can just see that long, straight line there of riders. Another rider on the left there, shelled out the back, looks like. And you can see Angus really going for it here. You can see his head bobbing up and down, putting the effort in. And this is the sort of rider you want to be behind, because you can see he's doing the effort. Look, he's moving up. He's not going to sit on the back. He's going to keep moving up and get the position there. So this is what am I doing? What did I do in this ride? I can't remember what I did. I think it looks like I'm letting the wheel go a bit, which is not a good idea. But I think actually I should go back and stay on Angus's wheel. No, I'm not, am I? What am I doing here? I can't remember what happened on this one, but we'll soon find out, won't we? We'll soon find out. But the tactic, looking at this now, the best one would have been to stay on Angus's wheel, because these guys next to me, I'm not sure their condition. Actually, no, now I know what I'm doing. Yeah, this is why I didn't go over, because rider here is a good rider, so if I stay with him, we'll be good to go. And what's going to happen next? I can try and remember here. So, passing riders on our left here. And, so Gassner there in front of me is a very experienced rider, so I know he's going to be a good wheel to sit with. And the rider in front of him, I'm not sure who that is. Excuse me for my ignorance. And here we go, there's gaps going to go on there. And what's going to happen here? Am I going to close the gap, or are we going to get dropped? Again, so this is silly of me to get behind a rider that's going to drop the wheel and then you have to close the gap, which you don't always know who's going to drop the wheel. You don't always know who's going to drop the wheel. You can sort of guess a bit, but generally if someone's doing Ks and racing and stuff, they're not going to drop the wheel. But you generally, if you're doing a weekly bunch, you can sort of know who's who and what times they're getting done, etc. So again, another acceleration here. You can see out the saddle, I'm back on Angus's wheel, where I should have been the whole time, instead of yo-yoing off the back. And you can see that, because we've had the chase to get up to these guys, we've sort of burnt a few matches. We're going to have a bit more fatigue metabolite. So I definitely am anyway. I'm struggling at this point, because all these guys, they put in far more training than me, and they deserve to have more watts per kilo than I do. But it's good. My fitness is coming back for sure, and I'm definitely up there for me in my fitness goals. So you can see this train, we're really motoring along here. The pace is up again, and we're just, this is probably closer to 5 watts per kilo. If you're doing 5 watts per kilo, you'll be in this bunch, no worries. 5 watts per kilo right now, about 5, maybe up to 5.1, 5.2. Okay. For me, I'm averaging 4.77 to 5 at the moment, so I can go over 5 for a bit, but not too long at the moment. But yeah, with more training and these rides, it'll go up into the 5s and the 6s for a little bit. And see another surge here. I'm just like, another surge. This is probably gone up into 6 watts per kilo territory. Someone's putting a bit of surge here. We're passing these riders on the left here, and these riders on the left, they're going pretty good as well. They're clipping along, but we're cruising past. So just that surge just sort of snapped me off the back a bit there. But now I'm thinking, what am I doing? What am I doing? I gotta get some YouTube footage, man. I can't be sitting around getting dropped. And so I just get out the saddle, sprint up. I can see that there's a split now. Look at that split. See that? So that surge, can't see who's in the front who caused that, but that surge caused a split, and then these guys dropped off the wheel, and that lowered the pace, and now I can get on their wheel and try and maintain that, and keep pushing to the line. So there we go there. So that is it's all about tactics and positioning, and just holding the wheel, and also understanding what your limits are as well. Know what your limits are, and what will blow you up too much, and what is just about not being a soft bitch, and holding the wheel. Just put the work in, make sure you've got enough sugars and waters, and make sure you're in the right gears, and you're always paying attention, and just stay relaxed in the head as well. I love this stuff. This is very addictive to me, man. Time trials and the bunch and the climbs, it's very addictive. Bike racing is so addictive, and in this format is super safe, man. It's super safe. It's just no one's really taking any risks on in this bunch, man. It's just really safe. But with like a formal road race with the downhills and the corners, it does get way more dangerous, man. But this format, I love it. I get that race performance. I get that. See, this is actually even harder than a race because people aren't holding back. In a race, there's more tactics. With this somewhat time trial, it's just on the front driving it. You know what I mean? It's really like honest riding. Except for me, sitting in the back filming it, using that as an excuse to sit on. But this is my favourite style of riding. It's more harder than racing because people go all out, and it's really awesome. And there's more teamwork here in terms of like everyone just chips in and pulls turns. It's really cool. There's no like team tactics here. There's no real foxing. It's just let's just all just go, and if you can't pull a turn, cool, sit in the back, and if you get dropped, you get dropped. There's no like sit on the back and then sprinting people in the end. This ride is all about just pulling turns and getting the maximum workout. So it's really, really, really good. It's really addictive, man. I really enjoy it. And everyone's, everyone in this bunch is really chill, man. Like it's a friendly bunch. Everyone's got racing experience, and most of us been riding for at least 5 to 30 years or whatever. Even Alan Gill has been riding for 197 years, I think. Alan's still out there getting it done. Good on him. Alan Gill from Super Elliot's, give him a shout. He's a fun guy. He's got a good sense of humour. He loves the banter. Alan Gill does. And so yeah, we're cruising up here. There's like a little flat straight here. There's a few gaps in the road you got to be careful of. But that's why I love this format. It's just, at this point my heart rate's really high. My breathing, it's just going for it. Just really just locking it down, getting ready for that last 3 minutes where the body wants to sort of just chill, because the road sort of flattens off, and so you get a bit tempted to just to ease up. But this is where you got to keep the power down. This is where the mental discipline really kicks in. There's Grant Allen there. I think it's Grant. Shout out to Grant, kicking ass. And here we go. There's a surge here. Angus is going to go, and I'm just thinking, yeah, nah. And I move up. These guys are going to maybe do a bit of a surge. But yeah, this is where Angus, next level. See that there. He's recovered, and he's like, this pace is too slow, I'm going. And you sort of see how he rolled around us. He didn't like attack. He just sort of like got on the front and just went for it. He wasn't out the saddle. He was just, just turning the pedals over. So it was, yeah. But the pace did slow a bit, and we're all pretty cooked. But Angus, obviously, next level there. And they're keen to get back into that front group. And here we go. This is an e-bike here. An e-bike, and Gassner gets on. I couldn't. The e-bike surge was, I'm not sure who the e-bike rider is, but yeah, we appreciate the draft. We appreciate it. But just go a bit smoother, all right? Don't attack past. Just sit on like 25, 30. Get a mirror. E-bike rider, get a mirror, and then just use that mirror to gauge the pace. Otherwise, you don't know who's behind you. You don't know how fast or slow to go. So we got on there, and e-bikes are so powerful. I've got an e-bike. It does 1,000 watt. It does under 9 minutes up here. 9 seconds. Goes under 9s at Norton Summit. So e-bikes are fantastic training tools. I love training behind the e-bike because you get no pollution. And then there's another surge. E-bike rider just gave it some more gas. Another surge. And so yeah, just get a mirror, e-bike rider, and just keep the pace consistent. It's another surge. It's like, yeah, this is where I just couldn't hold it. And the rider comes around me, and yeah, this is where my lack of training really shows. Just that next acceleration, just lacking that top end there from just lack of training. But it's coming back. But yeah, see that's where the draft's really important. You just got to stay in the flow, stay in the energy, especially once it flattens off. Then that's when the draft really matters. Caught this rider here in the blue. He's going all right. He senses me on the wheel, and I think he comes back around for pull later on. But then the e-bike rider slowed down a bit. You sort of see that gap closed a bit there, and now it's on again. So it's a bit of a yo-yo pace. So whenever you're pacing someone, people, just have a mirror on there and look at your speed and keep the speed smooth, and use the mirror as a guide if people are getting dropped or if you're dropping people, etc. But yeah, it's all about Norton Summit, man. It's killer. Getting out there, having the crack, getting fitter. And again, so there's a lot of riders behind me. Not so much on my wheel, but split up over the climb. Split up over the climb, and they're really into the horizon now. Once the road flattens off, that's when the draft matters even more. It's more critical. That's this rider. He's come around for pulling a turn. Good on him. This guy's a strong rider. Not sure his name, but he's definitely a seasoned rider. And you can just tell, based on the watts per kilo he's putting out, he's definitely a strong rider. He's got a slow bike, but he's not letting that slow bike hold him back. He's definitely, putting the effort in. And that's the secret. Whatever bike you're riding, if you're riding like a fast bike like I've got, or if you ride a slow bike like my SL8 SOX Tarmac, it doesn't matter as long as you're, what the main thing is you push. Don't let your bike hold you back excuse-wise. Just go for it. And obviously, if you can afford $1,000 bike, get like an SL, Tarmac S-Works rim brake. Give them $1,000 now, Australian dollars, good condition. Or a Tarmac, a giant TCR rim brake, Durace or SRAM Red or whatever. You can get really nice bikes now for about $1,000 or even less in Australia and the US, Europe, etc. So yeah, this is really good. So this rider's he's pulling turn, a great setup, and I think maybe I'll just stay behind him because it's a lot better camera footage staying behind someone. It's better. You want to watch this rider in front versus the bare road, I'd say. So I'm just going to sit behind this rider here, and he's just going to tow me to the line. It's good you get to see different bikes and different pedaling techniques and different body shapes as well. See, I just sit behind this rider, he told me there's a line, and then, yep, boom, come around him and just keep on. I think I said, good work, mate. And yeah, so that's the deal. Adelaide, it's just, it's a good setup in the cycling world. It's a friendly bunch up Norton Summit. Go for it. And there you go. So you turn around and you can see the riders coming up. We'll go down the hill. You might be able to see some riders coming back up. Yeah, it's busy time. The busiest day of the week is Saturday. Between probably 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. is the busiest time of week for Norton Summit. So that's a good time to go out and test your legs, test yourself against other riders. It's Adelaide, man. We're very, very blessed here. Amazing quality of life. I would say it's the best city in the world to live, in my opinion. Adelaide's my favourite city in the world to live. Overall, it's the air quality, the riding, and the fitness level, man. Like, look how many fit riders we've got. Like, it's just crazy. This is another crazy thing, man. Adelaide produces more elite level cyclists than any city on the planet. Male, female, Paralympian, the everything. Adelaide produces the most. Right? Isn't that crazy? Adelaide's produced the most professional cyclists, road cyclists, than any city on the planet. People say, what about Belgium? I'm like, dudettes. Belgium ain't a city, okay? Belgium's a country. Adelaide produces more top-level cyclists than any city on the planet. Isn't that freaking crazy, man? Isn't that crazy? And I say a lot of it come down to, like, guys like Alan Gill and, Stuart O'Grady and, Charlie Walsh and those guys. And then the AIS Tracks thing was here, and Patrick Yonker, and I don't mean to miss any names out, but there's a lot of people out there who really sort of kick-started the trend in cycling in Adelaide, and bike stores like Super Elliott's and Bicycle Express, and these things that really sort of bred that cycling culture here. So it's an amazing city, man. Amazing city.